she's doing as well as she possibly could be since she went through this ordeal.
The missing 5-year-old girl is safe. Her accused kidnapper caught.
Months of waiting and millions in debt. Bits and pieces of the Mamtak plant go on the auction block.
And Jefferson City still high and dry. Bottled water needed. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
A convicted sex offender is behind bars again tonight after being accused of kidnapping a 5-year-old girl. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Long.
And I'm Jemrick. Thanks for joining us. Abigail Bertholf is safe after police pulled over 45-year-old Jeffrey Shelton this afternoon. Shelton has a history of child sexual abuse. In 1990, he was arrested in Texas and convicted on charges of rape, kidnapping, and sodomy. His victims were ages 12, 13, and 6. He spent 21 years in prison and was released in February of last year. After 20 months of freedom, Shelton was arrested this afternoon at the intersection of U.S. Highway 67 and 160. That's about 10 miles southwest of Poplar Bluff. The girl went missing last night. She was last seen in her hometown of Poplar Bluff. Police say it was a classic case of stranger danger where the family and Shelton didn't know each other. Abigail seems to be doing fine, and police say they found Shelton exactly where they expected.
KOMU's Christian Bryant is in Poplar Bluff and filed this report just minutes ago.
A day of tension turned into a sigh of relief here in Poplar Bluff. Around 1:50 p.m. today, authorities say they found Abigail Bertholf, 5-year-old Abigail, and her suspected kidnapper, Jeffrey D. Shelton, who is now in custody. They said they found the two at the intersection of Highway 67 and Highway 160, which is about 10 miles south from where we are now. Now, after they found the two, Abigail was taken here to the Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center to be treated, but authorities believe that she is unharmed. As for motive, it's anyone's guess. I spoke with Police Chief Danny Whiteley, who said that he suspects this was a crime just of opportunity. He believes that Shelton may have known one of Abigail's neighbors. Reporting here in Poplar Bluff, Christian Bryant, KOMU 8 News.
2 hours ago, Poplar Bluff police talked about the impact of a case like this and how it has on a small town.
We're fortunate enough to get this resolved in this manner. Anytime that something like that happens, it puts a lot of stress on everybody, police department, citizens, the family.
When you get these kinds of calls early in the morning, it just makes you sick, and you think, you know, not in our small community, we're not used to this kind of thing, and when this happens, you tend to fear the worst.
Once again, Shelton has been caught. He faces charges of burglary, child kidnapping, and domestic assault.
And in a fatal case involving a newborn, 25-year-old Cassidy King appeared in the Randolph County Circuit Court today for arraignment in the death of her child. Law enforcement found her baby son dead in a duffel bag in Randolph County Lake last year. King waived arraignment, pleaded not guilty, and motioned to change the judge and the venue. The judge sustained all of the motions. King's lawyer says the Supreme Court will take up the new judge request. The newly appointed judge will then take up the new venue request.
Prosecutors charged a Marshall mom today with second-degree murder for the death of her child. Last summer, Lydia Iliff allegedly left her 18-month-old child near the Blackwater River in Saline County. Searchers found the child dead. Iliff has a lengthy arrest record throughout the state. In 2003, she was arrested for assault in Stover. In 2010, 4 counts of forgery in Sedalia. In 2011, she faced a nuisance violation in Sedalia. And in 2012, she received the felony tampering charge in connection with a stolen pickup.
Prosecutors in Saline County have worked this case since July. KOMU 8's Jesse Turner is live with why the process took so long.
Jen, Iliff and her 18-month-old child, Alaren, went missing on July 5th. Iliff moving forward.
Moving on, the assets of the failed Mamtak sweetener factory in Moberly went to auction today but drew no big buyers. Heritage Global Partners auctioned off mainly the equipment left. The factory has been abandoned for more than a year since construction stopped after Mamtak missed a bond payment in August of 2011.
Another nice mild day today in mid-Missouri at 6.
We didn't know in advance to order extra water in. And so I'm sure the consumer or the resident out there didn't have any pre-warning either. So I guess we're all in the same boat.
Got water? Well, that's what Jefferson City residents are asking local grocery stores. Because of the water main break that happened yesterday, the stores are feeling the effects of an increased bottled water demand. KOMU 8's Allie Crutcher is at one of those grocery stores. Allie, what's the situation like there?
People started buying gallons of water, 6-packs, and then the single bottles. And now mostly what's left are these 24-packs here. KOMU 8 News.
A natural gas leak forced dozens of businesses and a middle school to evacuate in Ashland about 9:30 this morning. A broken 6-inch pipeline on Main Street near Redbud caused the leak. You can see in this video the gas shooting into the air near the orange construction sign. Police shut down streets, closed businesses, and evacuated. Southern Boone County Middle School Ameren shut off the gas later. Columbia Chamber of Commerce said this week it's backing Proposition B. The measure would raise taxes on cigarettes. Many businesses that sell cigarettes oppose Prop B and are displaying signs and messages to vote against it. The measure would increase the cigarette tax from 17 cents to 90 cents per pack. Supporters say the increase would generate $283 million. That money would go to public education and anti-smoking programs across the state.
And so we feel that it's a good investment. We have a very, very low tobacco tax, if not the lowest in the country. And we feel that this is a way that be able to assist with these different issues that need some assistance.
Missouri does have the lowest cigarette tax of the 50 states.
KOMU 8 News broke a story last month about the Tiger Hotel and possible price gouging during home games. Coming up tomorrow night on KOMU 8 News at 6 and 10, a Target 8 investigation takes a look at the hotel and its owner's past. Don't miss the investigation and a sit-down interview with the hotel owner tomorrow. Perhaps in anticipation of this investigation, the Tiger Hotel met with the media today to show off its facelift. The project, partially funded by the city's TIF funds, is set to be done by the end of this year. The hotel says crews have 39 of the 62 rooms done, and the owner says Columbia's lack of luxury hotels is the reason for the renovations.
It was just such a shame, and not to have a true downtown hotel, and not to have a luxury hotel anywhere in the city, let alone in downtown. You know, all of those really just cried out that it needed to be done.
Laverick says he is preserving a historic downtown building and creating jobs for Columbia.
In more development news, Columbia leaders worked today to smooth over hard feelings with Delta Airlines. Delta wants more concessions after it heard the city would give American Airlines up to $3 million back if it doesn't meet costs when it begins flying to Columbia next February. City Manager Mike Mathis says he is pleased with today's outcome.
We are still talking, so that's a good sign. We are going to have another call next week.
Delta told KOMU it will continue to fly out of Columbia, but needs a comparable package to American's deal.
Coming up, how unusually low water levels are benefiting one group of people.
And we often say that a cold front can make a big difference in our weather. That's never been more true than now. I'll show you next on KOMU 8 News at 6. Well, good afternoon to you. Let's take a look at the unusually low water levels along the Mississippi River right now. That's creating some good finds for archaeologists in the way of fossils that haven't been seen for quite some time. So I guess there are some advantages to low water levels. We often talk about the power of a cold front. Nothing is to illustrate that better than what we have going on right now.
Weather IQ, gotta love.
Okay.
An addiction that can help save the environment. More trees are popping up because of a local casino. Coming up.
Welcome back. 6 years ago, the city of Booneville cut down nearly 150 trees in front yards and around town. KOMU 8's Katie Brousseau tells us what the city is doing to replace the trees.
Mid-Missouri trees.
Nauman says the city spent about $20,000 to $30,000 per year. The program is funded by gaming revenue from the Isle of Capri.
Missouri senior golfer Jace Long has already been named college #1 ranked golfer, but coming up in sports, we'll tell you how he's trying to elevate his amateur status.
Hello, everyone. The Missouri Tigers Sports. Welcome back. Another look at our forecast.
Dave, thank you very much. That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll be back at 9 and 10.